Hey everyone, welcome to PGA here on DK I'm Wade McElwain. Joining me, Edo Delamonte and DK writer Jamie Hinks. We're talking the Players' Championship. Now they call this like the fifth major because it's one of the big one. But first, let's get into the Wells Classic result. James Hahn, who nobody chose, Han Solo. He wins with a 55 eagle putt. What a game, what a match. Were you watching this Wells Fargo, Edo?
Yes, and congratulations to James Hahn for winning after 8 consecutive missed cuts.
It's a Cinderella story right there.
It's a Cinderella story, and he was owned by 0.2% of DraftKings players, and he was in fact not owned by any of the 5 major winners in DK's format, so still.
It was hard to pick, so you got the guys that had sort of made the cut. Jamie, I mean, we were watching it. We'll take a look at the results. There's Smiley in a second. There was some great stuff that happened. Did you see? So I don't know, we can see some of the stuff that happened. Jason Cockrack hits it into the grandstand.
Yes.
Did you see that? Had to hit it out of the stands onto the green. Robert Castro drilled a guy in the head. Did you see that? He hit him right in the face, and the man, Stinky Man, had taken his shoes off, and it landed in one of the guy's shoes. And you can just imagine the karma of the person who's sitting behind that guy going, his feet just stink. Yeah. Like, what an idiot takes it. I hope he gets hit in the, oh! He takes it in the face. And the other one was Zach Blair. If you saw this, Zach Blair got so frustrated, he banged his putter against his head. It dented his putter. He went to use it, and he got a violation because you can't use a bent putter. Crazy. It was a crazy tournament. Let's
golf, eh?
Golf, eh? Yeah, exactly. You're sounding Canadian now.
No one is safe. No
Let's take a look at the scores. We'll bring them up magically. See the scores. Jamie won 392 points. It's not a 400. You're not over 400, Jamie, but still pretty good.
Roberto Castro, 5,000.
It was Roberto Castro.
5,900.
Oh, Roberto Castro.
That was a good value play for you.
Yeah.
How about Ricky Fowler, man? That guy just fell apart like a cokehead's nose. Like he was just all over the place.
Yeah.
Edo, you came in second, 352 points. I was in third, still pretty good, 326.5. Had a few losers I chose. You know who you are, you losers. Love Mark. And Rory, 228.5. That's probably why he's not here today. Embarrassing. So now we bring us into the next big major tournament. We're talking the Players' Championship. That's TPC Sawgrass down in Ponte Vedra, Florida. The unofficial fifth one. It's the biggest money one. Jamie, do you have any thoughts on this tournament, on this Pete Dye course?
It's all about that hole with the green, isn't it?
The 17th?
Yeah.
The 17th in the middle with the island one?
I'm excited to see that. I mean, the interesting thing about this is that I don't think anyone's ever repeated this tournament, and Ricky Fowler has, I mean, apart from last week, he's been playing well recently and his stats look good, but no one's ever repeated.
So. So there's a thing, and you also, you got a good, you got to get these shots perfect. You know, you can't miss the greens in this one. This is a very tight course. What are your thoughts on this, Edo?
No, they're really evil. They're undulating greens. It's a tricky Pete Dye course, sorry.
Yeah.
And your driving accuracy is key as well. Greens and regulation, all of that. If you want to be a cowboy, I mean, people like Mickelson have been able to do it here before, but they also have loads of missed cuts and loads of sort of below par performances. So you may want players who are a little bit more consistent. Because it's key here.
It's sort of odd shaped course as well. There's a weird thing, and there's that, because of Florida, they got that Bermuda grass, they've redone it, but it's like thick. You get in that, you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed in this. 46 of the top 50 players in the world. This is the showcase. This is the big one. This is this is the prestige, and also because I think there's a lot of guys who have not been winning. There's a lot of guys who we've been predicting, who've been doing it. Spieth is back. Don't ask me about the Masters. So let's get into our picks. The DraftKings is all about making 6 people choose 6 players, 50 grand. Who are you going to choose? Who do you have for your players? So I'm going to ask the guys first. Let's start with you, Jamie. Give me your first pick. Roll it down for me.
Right, my big one this week, Sergio Garcia, 9,900. I've picked him mainly on his past record here, which is incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
Especially like last 2 years, tied second and then a third, and also tied 8th the year before that. I mean, they say don't take too much notice of what people have done here in the past, but I'm doing with Sergio. I can't look past it, and he's also 4th in greens in regulation this season as well, and he's less than 10,000. I don't know why you wouldn't pick him.
Yeah, very good value for him. All right, I'm going to get back to that one later. Edo, let's go to your first pick.
I'm going to start at the lower end of the scale here with Emiliano Grillo, or is it Grisho?
How am I supposed to say that? How is anyone supposed to say that?
Is it Grisho? Because the double L in Argentinian is Grisho, and it means cricket. And I don't like cricket. I love cricket. And what he did for me last week, very happy with it. And so we were talking about Pete Dye, and he does well on Pete Dye tracks. Two more things to notice. The Junior Players Championship was played here at TPC Sawgrass in 2010 and 2009, and in 2010 he came tied with second with Spring Break 2K16 Jordan Speed. 2015, the Web.com tournament was played here from 13 to 15, and the championship, and he won it. So I think he's got a good record here. Yeah, 8th in driving accuracy, but still hits it hard enough. 33rd in GIR, 24th in birdie average, and he's played really well of late. Tied for 17th in the Masters, 17th again at the Arnold Palmer. He's not afraid of the big guys, and at that kind of price, 6,700, come on.
All right, yeah, you've got to have someone who knows the course well, and I've chose someone who knows the course well. I chose a 214 champion from Germany, Martin Gamer.
Yeah.
Come on, 7,200. This guy is value. This is German ruthless efficiency. He tied the 18-hole course record for this course. So I think he's ready for it. Martin Gamer, whatever. You're on my list. So let's go to number 2. Edo, who is your second pick in your PGA for the championship?
More loyalty points as of last week. Hideki Matsuyama, 9,700.
You're
every week.
I think you're turning Japanese. I really think so.
And yeah, so it's funny because that song's supposed to be about something, but it isn't. But that's a popular myth. Anyway, he's won the Pete Dye track this year. Phoenix, Scottsdale. Tied for 11th at Northern Trust, tied for 11th at Wells Fargo, and this is the thing, he doesn't need to putt that well. Even when, the Masters he came 7th, but it was, loads of birdies. He's 3rd, incidentally, in birdie average. He'd also make loads of mistakes, but he manages the course well enough. And I think that even when he doesn't putt super well, he will do well here. So he came 17th last year, and I think, for a guy who's already got 4 top 10s, I'm just waiting for him to win that big tournament.
I know, you've been picking him a lot.
No, but it's gonna
Let's see how this works out for you. Jamie, second pick, who do you have?
George McNeil, $6,000. I picked him earlier on in the season, and he did really well for me. And he's not really done anything since then. So I'm hoping that by picking him,
You're inspiring him.
and also he's from Florida. He's going to be familiar. Well, I believe he's from Florida. He should be familiar with the courses here. Top 25 here in the last 2 years. I'd never heard of him until I started playing on DraftKings this season, and he's only $6,000.
Good value, $6,000.
Yeah.
I have actually played TPC Sawgrass in a video game called Tiger Woods 2009.
I guess I thought it was on the game.
I did. It used to be in it.
Yeah.
It's always TPC Sawgrass one of them, and I won. So I chose a guy, my second pick. This guy won the Masters. I don't know if you heard of him. He's from Britain, Danny Willett. He's worked his way up. He's 9th in the world right now. He lacks experience in this course, but I think he's got enough fire. He's had enough time off. He's only $8,900. Danny Willett, mwah, you're on my list, King of Britain. All right, Jamie, third pick. Who do you have?
Mark Leishman, 7,300. I really like the look of him. When I was comparing the results of the last few years here, I was like, his name kept coming up, and I was like, I've got to pick him now, especially at 7,300. He's had top 25 the last 2 years. He's tied 30th and tied 20th on 2 Dye-designed courses this season, and he's also averaging under 70 shots per round on events that are scored by DraftKings. So, I mean, yeah.
Edo, who do you got? Your next pick.
Former boyfriend of Anna Ivanovic. Unlike Anna Ivanovic, he can actually play at $10,000. Adam Scott, winner of 2 tournaments this year. And what I love about it is that his driving accuracy and driving distance and GIR have always been really good. Especially here, where of course he's a former winner. And he always seems to manage to make the cut and come close to the top. Tied 15th in 2012, tied for 19th in 2013. What I like about it is that the driving accuracy here more or less stays consistent along with the GIR. Then mostly in the 70s, you got GIR 70, 66, 75, 72. Those are really good numbers. They're Colt-nosed numbers.
Yeah.
Only this guy can actually win big tournaments, unlike Colt. So I would ignore maybe the not so good putting day he had at Wells Fargo. I still think he's a really good bet at that price.
I'm glad you're up on his dating life as well. And always good, because I don't know a lot of guys. I don't know who my third pick is dating. Rafa Cabrera Bello, $7,100, ranked 29th in the world. This guy's flying under the radar. He's playing in the European Tour, 11th at the Cadillac Open, 3rd at the Dell Match Play, 4th at the Shell Houston Open, 17th at the Masters, 2nd at the Dubai Desert Open. Like, this guy is undervalued at 7,100. This is ridiculous. I can't believe it. I think that he's going to be new at this course, but he is going to do very well. RCB, yeah, you know me. You're on my list. All right, Jamie, number 4. Who do we have?
I've also gone for Hideki Matsuyama.
Oh my God, you guys, get a room.
700.
Get a room, you guys.
Yeah, everything that Edo's already said. I wanted to be a bit like Edo this week, so I picked him. And,
That's not a good blueprint.
and he ranks highly for greens in reg and birdies. Birdies, which is a very good stat to follow on DraftKings, just because they score so much more highly than bogeys. If you've got a player who's hitting loads of bogeys, but he hits loads of birdies anyway, you're going to score more points, I think. He's also, he's been in the top 25 the last 2 years here, and recent form is excellent.
All right, Edo, who do you got for your fourth pick?
Henrik Stenson, 9500.
Very good. The good Swede.
The good Swede, another former winner, and he also suffered from winner's curse because in 2010 he didn't make the cut and didn't make it in 2011 either. But ever since then, he's done really well, and his putting here has been really, really good over the last few years. In 14 especially, he was having a bad year with the putter, then suddenly rebounded. So I think he's got the numbers as well. 11th in driving accuracy. He actually won't even use the driver a lot of the time. He'll just go straight for the 3-iron and still do really well. He can manage the course really well. Tied for third at API. I just love it. And all those consecutive cuts. Finally broke that last week at Quail Hollow. So I think that maybe he'll have angered a few people. He may go slightly under-owned. Bit of a long shot, but I like him.
Long shot it is. Sometimes you got to go with those long shots. And that's what I did with my fourth pick, Canada. That's where I went to. But I went to a guy who tied for 6th here in 2014. That's right, David Hearn. Canadian David Hearn, pair of top 20 finishes. He's had a few up and go starts, but $6,100 for a guy who's going to finish in the top 20, as far as I'm concerned. David Hearn, Canada, on my list. You've made it. Edo, number 5. Who do we have on your 5th pick?
So he was top 25 last year. He came tied for 24th. Chesson Hadley.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's a bit of a cheap one at 6,100, and he doesn't tend to do super well. But recently, tied for 20 at Zurich, tied for 11 at Wells Fargo last week, and won here at the Web.com Tour Championship in 2013, which was here at Sawgrass. And he went 10 under par. I think this kid's got the game, and he's been playing really well at the moment. And yeah, because it's this kind of tournament, you have 29 out of 30 of the world's top players. I think only Lewis isn't going to make it this week, who's Tyson. I think he's the only one who's definitely not going to come. Everyone's price is
Charles
slightly...
Schwartzel's not coming. Is
it Schwartzel? Sorry, not Lewis.
Yeah.
It's Charles, another South African.
Yeah.
But yes, I do think that people's prices will be slightly lowered, and you can afford lots of big players if you find someone in that price range. So as you got someone in the 6,000s, I'm going to do the same.
All right, 6,100. Jamie, who's your 5th pick?
I mean, you got one in the 6,000. I've got one in the 5,000.
Oh my God, bragging rights.
Davis Love the third.
Oh my gosh.
400. He obviously knows the course because he's been around since ever. Probably since before I was born, he was playing this course. He's won it twice, I believe, and yeah, I think he's one of these wily old veterans. They tend to do okay here. He's hardly missed any cuts this season as well in events that DraftKings are scoring as well. And I needed the money for my final pick, which will be revealed shortly.
Oh, it will be revealed. So exciting. All right, my 5th pick. I chose the guy who won it last year, Ricky Fowler. Maybe you've heard of him. He's up and down. I was a bit worried about him last week, but I think that he's got the gusto. He's won this one before. He's 10,600. He's part of my value, but I had the money. You are on the list, Ricky Fowler. All right, Edo, 6th pick. Do you have your 6th pick ready?
I do indeed. He was also hitting some great trick shots at the media days. So,
Yes.
Mark Freak on the Leishman. Jamie, let's get a room. 7,300.
You too, all over.
6 cuts out of 7, tied for 24th here last year, along with my boy Hadley. What I really like as well, the driving accuracy is decent. He's 47th, and the putting of late has just been kind of freakish. I hope that. So he was 1.383 strokes gained in putting at Wells Fargo, where I believe he tied for 20th.
Okay.
He did very well anyway, and if he just keeps that up, but even if he's 500, 400, I think that this will be enough, and Leishman has the profile to do well here. Why not?
Freak on a Leishman. All right, Jamie, here's the big reveal. I'm so excited. I think I wet myself a little bit. Here we go. Oh my gosh, Christmas.
Rory McIlroy.
Yeah!
1,700. He didn't let me down last week. I think this is the first time I ever picked him.
He came back, but he wasn't looking great. I mean, there were some up and downs, but he rushed
really
it.
came back, and he scored more points than Castro, and he was. I think he scored 10 more points than him, and he was behind him in the field. So, I mean, he's had 2 top 10s in his last 2 events. So recent form is good. Ranks very highly for birdie average, and top 25 the last 3 years at TPC. And also used to have a girlfriend who was a tennis player as well.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I'm
Just
sure
the last link between our teams.
He's had a lot of girlfriends,
Caroline.
I think. Yeah, Tiger Woods had one of those too. So yeah, that was your.
That's it. That's number 6.
That was your 6th pick. I did your 6th pick.
Indeed.
So my 6th pick is one Jamie already chose, Sergio Garcia. You know, ever look at a guy and go, he's due? He's either due for a win or a punch in the throat. I don't know which one it is, but I'm thinking that he's going to win. Look, he's 4th in Tour and then greens in regulation, 6th in stroke gains, tee to the green. And he's been here, he's played a lot. Jamie's picked him. I'm not loving up with you. I mean, I think it's good. But he's my Spaniard. On my list, Sergio Garcia. Okay, let's bring up the wonderful graphics here. You can take a look at Edo's picks right here. Grillo, Hadley, Leishman, Matsuyama, Scott, and Stenson. Magic, bring up Jamie's ones. We've got Garcia, McNeil, Leishman, Matsuyama, McIlroy, and Davis Love III. And the winning lineup, mine right here, Martin Kamer, Danny Willett, Rafa Cabrera Bello, David Hearn, Ricky Fowler, and Sergio Garcia. What? So easy to win. And I've just won this one. How do you win? You go to DraftKings.co.uk, fill out your own lineup. 6 men, 50 grand. You can do it. Players Championship this weekend. Welcome to the big time.